if you feel like you're stuck in your life and nothing seems to be moving forward and you don't really even know what to do, how to figure everything out, this one's for you. And there's this one question that I remember, it was years ago. I cannot remember who said it and where I heard it from, but it has helped me so much throughout the years. And the answer that you get from that, it's probably going to be powerful. However, it's not necessarily that easy to then go and implement that. So be mindful of that and just be patient with yourself, because even when you get the awareness that the answer to the question will give you, it doesn't mean that you're at the place where you're ready to really take action and do that thing. So I just wanted to preface this by that, because I know that I definitely wasn't ready, even though I got a crystal clear answer to this question when I first heard it. And so without further ado, the question is, when this is perfect if you feel stuck, or even if you don't feel stuck in your life, if you just want clarity, answers, you can ask yourself this question anytime and it will give you powerful answers. And the question is, what do you know that you don't want to know? Now really sit with that. Don't try to rationalize the answer, but sit with it and listen. Be silent and listen. Whatever surfaces from your subconscious, whatever comes forth, is there for a reason. So listen to that. And I'm going to share my own story. So when I first heard this question, I think I was sitting in a bus. I remember pretty much where I was. I just cannot remember it was like a podcast, but I don't remember whose and who was the one who was interviewed. But anyways, and I heard the question, what do you know that you don't want to know? And immediately such a strong, like, physical reaction as well came to me, like, this isn't it. And it was related to my then partner, my romantic relationship, the partner that I was living with. And it was just such a clear knowing, like, this isn't it. This isn't your person. Stubborn as I am, I didn't act on it. I wanted to keep trying and, making it work. And in those years that I stayed in that relationship have been extremely hard in my life. Even though there was a lot of good, that relationship also brought up the absolute worst in me. And it was just not a healthy relationship, in hindsight. But I wasn't ready. And this is why I prefaced this video by saying, whatever answers you get from this question, please be kind to yourself and gracious and patient and compassionate, because you might not be ready to take that step, to take the action that, or, act on the guidance that you receive. Just like I wasn't. I still needed to go through my process, and like you probably know, in relationships there comes a moment when you're just like, I'm done, like, this is it, and then you can go. But anyways, I needed to go through the process, and even though I knew it with every cell in my being, my mind kept just convincing me to stay and try harder and try more and do more and all the things. Though I have to say that it has been my Chiron transiting my 7th house, which is relationships. So that also aligns with that very well. But anyways, whatever guidance you receive when you ask yourself the question, what do I know that I don't want to know? So for me, it was, I knew this wasn't the relationship, but I didn't want to know that because it was too painful and scary and whatever came up for me, that it made it extremely hard to act on that and leave the relationship. And so, like I said, be patient with yourself. Another way that you can, evoke and elicit answers and guidance from within is to ask yourself, what am I still holding on to that I know I should let go of? That's another really powerful way to elicit some answers and guidance from within. And then, yeah, like I said, the next step is, of course, mustering up the courage to do whatever the inner guidance is telling you, whatever your intuition is telling you to do, and just act on that. And if it feels like it's way too big, if it's something like in my case, like your intuition is guiding you away from that relationship, if you feel like you can do it, absolutely trust that knowing, that inner knowing. But if it feels too big, you can just start with smaller things and asking for guidance on smaller things, and then acting on those, and in that way start to show yourself that when you get those intuitive nudges and you do trust them and you do act on them, that it is beneficial and it is helpful and it works in a way. So yeah, the question was, again, what do I know that I don't want to know? I think it is extremely powerful. And then the other supportive question could be that, what am I still holding on to that I know I should let go? Ask yourself those questions. And then the important part is to just sit in silence and listen. Listen what comes up. Don't try to analyze the answers and come up with the answers, but just listen and pay attention to what is your body telling you, what is surfacing from your subconscious mind. And then, yeah, just pay attention to them and maybe start jotting them down, writing them in your notebook so that you can come back to those. And then, if not now, then at some point you're going to be ready to act on those, just like I was with my relationship thing. But I did need to go back and forth a lot, and there was a lot of pain, but hopefully it's going to be less painful for you. And I also do want to remind that even in those painful experiences, there's a lot of wisdom. And like in my relationship, there was a lot of healing that came through that, even though it was very, very painful. So yeah, that's just one thing that I like to remind people of, that even if it hurts, even if it's really painful, and you're struggling with whatever you're struggling with, the pain has a purpose. And there is a deeper meaning to it if you're just willing to look for it and ask for guidance and seek the answers, and just be willing to trust and have certainty that this is happening for a reason, even though you may not be able to see it quite yet. That has definitely been the case with everything in my life. And even though there's been a lot of struggle and heartache and, pain, I wouldn't change any of it, because I've come to realize that it has all served a purpose, and it has brought me to where I am currently. And so I wouldn't change any of it. But I hope this was helpful. If you did receive some immediate guidance, like you heard the question and something immediately popped up, please, if you feel vulnerable enough to share, and you feel courageous enough to share even the vulnerable things, just write your whatever came up for you in the comments, and I would love to see them and respond to them. But I hope this was helpful, and write down those questions and start asking them on a regular basis, and start seeing whatever, like what comes up when you ask yourself those questions. But thank you so much for joining me in this video, and I hope to see you on my other videos. I will link some of them here so you can go and watch them next. And yeah, it would mean the world to me if you would subscribe to the channel and support this work that way. And if you like this video, remember to hit the thumbs up and also click the bell icon so that you get the notifications whenever I release new videos. But again, thank you so much for being here. I hope this was helpful, and I'm sending you a lot of love and many blessings. Talk to you soon.